Chavirim, let's do a little soul reflection. We're doing a little soul reflection here. Lekutei Shabbos Kodesh Chavra. Lekutei Purim. Happy Purim Katan. 29 days until Purim. Mamish, let's be filled with simcha, with joy. The whole thing. 3 days until Shabbos Kodesh. 44 days of longing. I believe 44 days. Is that it, Chavra? 44 days of yearning, longing, the whole thing. Lekutei sold Mishna, Rav Yaakov again. Lekutei why use farm sale. Lekutei Mashiach. Lekutei seeing old friends. It's being like the first time meeting each other. Lekutei Lior Galish coming on. Lekutei Strassen. Lekutei Kira. Guys, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. A very big day today. And before we start, the learning is for the refuah for Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Asar, Brocha Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodi Bas Chani Ucheved, Yona Bas Basia, Shir Bas Basia, Sinai Reuven ben Mani, and every neshama of Klal Yisrael, every neshama in the world should have refuah, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, or anything, mamash anything. B'shem Kol Yisrael Lekutei Shabbos Kodesh. Chavra, the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says, we're continuing our preparations for prayer. Starts out by saying, Ha'alech Baderech. If one is traveling and reaches the place where he wishes to stay overnight, but it does not have a congregation with whom he can pray the next morning, the law is as follows. So like the Lekutei road trip, or even if it's not a road trip. If there is before him further along the road that he tends to travel, up to the distance of 4 mil, which is approximately, what's 4 mil? 1 mil is 72 minutes. 72 times 4. Lekutei Shabbos. All right, Lekutei Shabbos. Right, so if
didn't get enough sleep for that.
Yeah, you didn't get enough sleep. I feel that, brother. Oh, you didn't come over last night, but it's all good. It's ready to learn soul. But anyways, if you're looking to travel to Disney World and the distance is up to 4 mil, a place where a congregation prays, then if he is able to arrive there while it is still day, so that he will not have to travel alone at night, he must travel up to 4 mil on the route that lies before him, so as to pray with the congregation. It's most important to pray with the congregation. Even we should be like thinking about this before we travel anywhere. Where is the place to pray? Where is the Chabad located? Everything. What time is Shachrit, Mincha, Marv? A minyan behind him on the route he has already traveled. If he knows a place where he can pray with the congregation, he must go back up to the distance of 1 mil, so as to pray with the congregation. If I'm chopping this correctly, if one is on a road trip and he realizes that there may not be a place to daven with a minyan on time during the day, then he should travel up to a mil, right? Mil being the maximum. If he knows that there's a congregation there, a minyan, then you should travel back to that place. So to make sure that you could daven with a minyan. But maybe I'm understanding it maybe I'm not understanding it at all. Certainly, one may not go away from a place where there is where there is a congregation praying to a place where he will not have that opportunity. So we have to be aware. I gave the example of Disney World, good example for the first part. The second part, if you're going to Colombia, I know there's a Chabad there. But if you're going to, I don't know, any place in the world, and you know that it's not so simple to get a minyan, maybe there's no minyan at all, you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't go there. Well, we're just seeing the significance of a minyan. It's like really deep, really deep. If he's able to pray first and arrive at his destination while it's still daytime. So before you travel, let's say it's a one-day road trip, daven where you're at, daven in Teaneck, daven in Tel Aviv, daven in Toronto, and then go to your road trip. I don't know, it's a hard halacha. I have to do chazar on it. Chazar. Chazar Hashem Chavra. Rabbi Nachman, Sichot 31. Sichot 31, where yesterday we spoke about the lavatory and not being so stringent on yourself. And the day before was part 1. And we're continuing. A very short Sichot, but powerful one. Rabbi Nachman starts off by saying it is best to pray as early as possible each morning. As early as possible. You wake up at 8, daven at 8. If you wake up at 6, daven at 6. If you wake up at 5, go to the earliest minyan. Prayer is so lofty and precious, and there's no guarantee that one will merit to pray later. You never know what the day is going to bring you. You have no clue. I mean, we spoke about all the halachos, like with regards to cleaning out your system before davening. But let's say you're waiting a lot of time, right? You clean out your system right when you wake up, but then an hour or 2 hours later, you have that same problem. Then it comes about in that during Shachrit, right? It can ruin your Shachrit. But let's say someone needs you. Let's say you wake up, I'll go to the later one. But then someone needs you for something. You go to that person, miss minyan. Therefore, strive to pray as early as you possibly can. Now, Rav Ari Rosenfeld brings a deeper meaning to what we're speaking about, and he says that Rabbeinu is basically telling us when you get up in the morning, you should consider that you owe your everything, your whole self, your allegiance to the Ribbon Shalom. Right? Hashem is obviously our creator, and he gave us life. He woke us up this morning. We're able to be on Zoom right now because he believes in us, and he woke us up healthy. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, and he returned our souls to us this morning. And we have a full day. We have 24 hours. And this is the scariest question. Whom should you consider first, you or Hashem? That's the scariest question in the world. You by first feeding your body, or Hashem by paying allegiance to him, right? Should we be feeding ourselves for our own benefit, or should we be praying? First, bring an offering to your Creator. When you daven, it is considered as a korban, a sacrifice, an offering to Hashem. And we all know this from Brachos 26a, right? So when we daven in the morning, it's like bringing a korban. We have to bring a korban right when we wake up. Everything's for Hashem. Everything's for Hashem. Hashem is before us. Hashem is always before us. So we should try limiting us before Hashem as much as possible in the morning and throughout the day. And Zrat Hashem. Questions, comments, please feel free. So do chazar on the halacha to make sure how much a meal is. It may not be 72 minutes.
You never know. But I was thinking about how to think, but then I remembered I read the introduction to I read the introduction today to the soul,
And
and it's exactly what you just spoke about. It speaks the first Mishnah, of Brachos, first Mishnah of the entire Mishnah. Classic. You got it, because the whole purpose of the Mishnah is to memorize. So I realize we have to memorize all of the Mishnah.
Should we memorize all Mishnah?
Do you know how Rav Yosef Karo spoke to the Maggid?
How do you speak to the Maggid?
By memorizing the Mishnah. That's what it says in the book. I'm serious. You know what he got the name from? Do you know what the Maggid, like the Maggid that I'm speaking about that spoke to the Rav Yosef Karo in Tzvat? The Maggid from Shemayim, like that's how he learned how to write the.
Oh yeah.
You know what his name was?
What was his name?
The soul of the Mishnah. I'm serious. That was his name. He said, "I am the soul of the Mishnah." It says that's what they got the name of the book. It's by memorizing it.
Rav Yaakov again is so tapped in.
He's so connected. So listen what he says on the first Mishnah. It's connected to what we just spoke about. So he says because the first Mishnah is Me'ematai kornet Shema ba'arvin. What time can you say Shema in the nighttime? From the time that the Kohanim enter to eat their truma meal in the evening. But he points out that Tosfos says it's all about Shar Yashav. I told you, I always speak about Tosfos, so you have to always speak about Tosfos. So he says that what's the time that the Kohanim can enter? It's Tzeis HaKolchavim. It's the time the stars come out, which is what you think that Shema would be linked to, because we talk about Shema, it says when you get up, when you go to sleep. So it's like what you could have just said, Tzeis HaKolchavim is the time for Shema. Why'd you do the indirect way? You said something that's based off something else. Why not just say the direct one? So it teaches us, of course, that there's a link between the Kohanim, or there's two links. It teaches that there's a link between the time people go home to eat, because later in the Gemara it also says the time the poor people come home to eat, the time other people come home to eat for Shabbos, that first Gemara and Brachos, whatever. So there's a link there, and specifically with the Kohanim, because that's the first one they mentioned. So it goes through all the different things, but one of the main ideas that I remember, it's very lofty, but one of the main ideas is exactly what you just said. The one of the rabbis in the Gemara actually is of the opinion, I guess Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi or something, that in the nighttime you should do Shemona Esrei first and then Shema after, because then you'd really have the same format as the morning. You'd have sleep, Shema, Shemona Esrei, and the night you'd have Shemona Esrei, Shema, sleep. So Shema is always right next to sleep. It's exactly what you just said. Rav Nachman says that the first thing you have to do is davening in the morning, and consequently on the other side of the day as well. The first thing or the last thing you should do before you go to sleep is say Shema, and it's for that reason that we say Shema Alamita on the bed, because of Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi's opinion that says it should be connected. So we do it again to cover both opinions. But so he goes through and proves like one of the souls of that Mishnah is that the entire day has to be enveloped in the acceptance of the kingship, the Ol Malchut Shamayim, the yoke of heaven, as they always say in the art scrolls, right? It's like, but it's that idea, right? That it's like, it's more than just, it mimicking the korbanos is one of the things too, but it's like that the entire day has to be enveloped. It's one of the terminologies they use, enveloped in the acceptance of heaven and Shamayim. And one of the most crazy ideas, as I was saying at the Sheva Brachos last night, the Rav of like the shul we were at, it was so Chassidic, unbelievable. Quoted the Svas Emes, I think, and the Shem Shmuel, who I discovered last night. Did you know that before, by the way?
You were doing the whole Masorah.
Last night I was supposed to go to bed. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. I was reading the Masorah.
Wait, so the Shem Shmuel was who? No, the Sukkot Chopper, but the Sukkot Chopper is related to who? No,
the Sukkot Chopper is the Shem Shmuel.
I know, but who's the Sukkot Chopper related to? He was the son-in-law. He was the son-in-law of the Rebbe of Kutsk.
The
Sukkot Chopper
backside is crazy, by the way. We didn't understand it before.
I gotta check it out.
It has all the Sfarim. It has Chovas Talmidim. It's there. It says Reklaim Kalman Shapira Pisesna. But,
I have
so
to.
that's where it has all the secrets. So, because yeah, saying Shemesh Shmuel, Shmuel Bornstein, mi Sokachov. It doesn't say who he's related to here, but the Sfas Emes is like direct Chassidic dynasty of the Chozim and Lublin. It was a student of Rav Melech. It was a student of the Maggid, student of Baal Shem Tov.
Who was the
Sfas Emes is like, it's not like, yeah, Sfas Emes. Then above him is the Chiddushei Harim, was his father.
Yeah.
Who was the student of Rav Menachem Mendel of Kotz, the Kotzker Rebbe.
Wow.
Who was the student of Rav Simcha Bonim Pshischa, who was the student of the Chos of Lublin, Rav Melech, Maggid and Baal Shem Tov. It's direct.
Wow.
I didn't realize the Sfas Emes was that Chassidic. Everyone, like Sharyashav, the Rosh Hashiva is big on Sfas Emes. It's crazy. So
unbelievable.
Chassidus is everywhere. The Baal Shem Tov's wellsprings. That's like one of the main ways. But
my dad goes to the Sfas Emes Chabura. I mean, I've been zochet to go the last couple of weeks, Friday mornings, and it's like the holiest Chabura in the world. My dad, he was in Shul on Shabbos, and he was walking in like the hallways, and the head youth director goes up to him and he's like, "What's your name?" Just like appears out of nowhere. It's like it's a Shabbos Malach. And he goes up to my dad and he's like, "The shul needs more Chassidus.
No.
He's like to my dad, "What do you learn?" So my dad was like giving him like, what he learns. And he mentions Sfas Emes. So the guy is like, his whole face is lit up, like mamish burning. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, Sfas Emes, beautiful, beautiful. Let me share something in Parshat Truma." So he shared it. My dad's like, just in awe. So what was happening? This guy out of nowhere. The youth director. I mean, Baruch Hashem, the youth have the Chassidus.
Yeah, that's so big. That's
Baruch
crazy.
Hashem. But the Sichot is there's a crazy story with him and his father and his father-in-law, the Rav Menachem Mendel of Kotsk. Sichot, like if I'm not mistaken, he got married at 13. He got married at 13, or maybe earlier. And at 13 years old, he got very sick. And he was in the hospital. It was like life-threatening. You know the story.
Wait, this one where he goes to daven for him?
Yeah, dude, it's the holiest story.
Yeah, there's that one, and I'm pretty sure Chaska the Kavod Shabbos is with the Sokachover, no?
No, it's this Rebbe from Auschwitz, from Auschwitz.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It's Rev Shimanover? Not Shimanover. It's
maybe that because his name could be something.
It's not the Sokachover. It's not the Sokachover.
But you know, like all the what's the one you said before? The Rogachover or something? What is it? He's in here too.
Oh, the Rogachover is Geschmack. Wait, who? The Rimanover? Shimanover?
I don't know. There's all these names are so good. And you know, like the what's it called? Where is it here? The Chernobyl is like one of the direct. He's like a purple color. Purple color is like
it's the highest level.
The student of Baal Shem Tov. It's like third generation.
Yeah, we're not coming with Chernobyl.
Mordechai. Rav Nachman's there's like, I think that's the next generation one.
The next generation.
But you know, I told Rav Yara this. I was looking like on the back. I wanted to find where like the first Chassidic Rebbe from Krakow was, because I knew I definitely would be connected, right? Like I had to find it. I've never really seen like a big Chassidic Rebbe from Krakow. So I was looking through all of them, nothing. Baal Shem Tov's family, nothing. I looked through in the Sfarim, and I see. No, it's not the Sfarim. It's the other students of Rav Eli Melech of Lezhinsk. Right here, guess what his name is though? Kalanimus Kalman Epstein McCrakow. Obviously has to be directed to the PSS as well. It's only them two are like Kalanimus Kalman on here. So it might be.
Could be his father.
It could, yeah, it literally could be.
No, I know. The PSS's father was the Mor of a Shemesh. So maybe search up.
No, Mor of a Shemesh is. Wait, no, yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, that is. He is the Mor of a Shemesh.
He is.
Oh, yeah, it has it in the Sefer here.
And was crazy is The
That's his
Pete
father?
his grandfather is the Maggid of Kuznets.
The Maggid of Kuznets.
Yeah, there should be Kuznets in there. Remember, like in Chovas, he's like the Pete brings up the Maggid of Kuznets as an example. He's like, why not hold yourself to that standard?
Oh,
Like,
that's his
why?
grandfather.
Like, you should feel like you have the ability to be the Maggid of Kuznets.
I saw that on here somewhere. It's so hard to like find them again.
Yeah, no, it's hard. Wow, dude, I'm gonna like label this part of the Chabura just as like Hasidic talk.
Just call it Purim.
Call perm. You can call
But
perm.
yeah, but I was saying though, but at the Sheva bracha is very important because the idea connected to the day. It's one of the best reports I ever heard. I think it was from the Chassidic Schmooze, because he spoke about like how, you know, a lot of times like on the very outside, the externalities, it can be very similar to the goyim. Like our physical bodies are the same. It's the same body. A lot of the actions we have to do, like we were speaking about Sherutim yesterday, you're saying, you know, a lot of the stuff we have to do, a lot of needs, all the same as the goyim. So he said one of the Yetzer Hara's greatest employments, greatest tricks is to try and tell you, latch onto those things and be like, see, like you're just the same as a goy, like you're not really that different, you know? And he says, you know, and he says like it's yeah, like we do even a lot of the things we do, like whether it's similar to different religions or just the general people. So he says like the way that's different, it's not that we're supposed to even be doing different things. Like, you know, we go out and we work, we study. He said, but the entire lens has to come from a different angle. You know, like Reb Lam. Like Reb Lam.
Recording in progress.
So good.
Lam. Lam.
So strong. Selling beamers. But yeah, no, so he said, but this is it's actually a very practical thing. I never heard it before. He says, because I used to ask Rav Yair this question. I used to ask him in high school, is there like a bracha I could make before basketball games that like could help me transform it into something a bit more spiritual? Because I was very obsessed with it. I didn't want to just become the same as the goyim, but I was happy to be, you know, very driven in basketball. Said like, is there some bracha over like physical activities like that don't have a bracha? And I don't remember exactly what he said. I think he told me to started wearing tzitzis under my jersey. Hashem. But I heard last night from the Shem Shmuel, you can say Vayhi Noam. You know, Vayhi Noam Konaneu Masei Adenu Konaneu. Forget exactly what it means, but like that idea is transformative. The same actions that we do it to bring Hashem into this world. So even if we're doing all the same things, that's the idea of saying Shema first thing and last thing in the day. Our days can look similar. They can look bad. They can look great. On fire, in water. Doesn't matter. Everything we're doing is to make Hashem known in the world. So we could have this chut that anything that doesn't require bracha before, we can say the paragraph of Vayhi Noam and transform it. Be excited to bring Hashem into those actions, to basketball, into university, into slap-ups, physical tshuva, David Goggins, ultra marathons. I'm on the Badwater chapter right now, if anyone knows about that. 150-mile race through like the Sahara Desert or something like that. Is what the Hashem will.
Wow, that's geschmack. It's geschmack. Kira, this is a good one. This is Mama should go on. I think we all need this. We all need this.
That's good.
Reb, I got no sleep last night.
I got so much lack of sleep. So good though.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch
This is
Hashem.
Not
All right, Shabbos
not
Kodesh. 3 days until Shabbos. Mamash, our souls are so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. I'm going to Ish Kodesh tonight, Rav Weinberger, so I'll send you videos, pictures.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah, I have to go.
It's Reb Shlomo Lech Shchanover. That's Chatzkel.
Oh, there we go. There we go. By the way, Chaskla is Mamash a cappella. We have to do our research on Chaskla.
He's probably like.
Yeah. He's just a porter. He's a trader and a porter. Rav Shlomo says like he knew so little, maybe he knew a lot.
No, but then at the end of the story, it goes off to become a chassid of the guy.
Yeah, but wow, so big.
You gotta look at the back though. It's like it goes through like this is just like extra family, extra students, but this it's every Chassidic sefer and who wrote it. and what year.
Oh,
So
it's
it's like you
it's
just
such a
learn all the
steal getting
secrets.
that. $2.
Crazy. Like there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. Like you get all this farm, like Imre Noah, Be'er Mayim Chaim. It's telling you everything you need to know. You want to know
Yeah,
what's crazy though? You know, told us Aaron and told us Moshe.
told us Haran.
They're like Haredi yeshivas, no?
Not so sure.
I'm
They're
pretty
part of the
sure.
Chassidus. They're the
Like
students of the Baal Shem.
like it's. I thought I have a lot of friends who went to like the yeshiva school here, and like I'm pretty sure in Israel they went to study like it told us Aaron. Maybe I'm
Sharon.
wrong. Yeah, like I think so, but it's in that same. It's in like the
I went to told us
students of
Haran. It was
Chosm and the
crazy.
Blin.
It's crazy. I went to this guy. His name is Yoeli. Yoeli Meishar. I think he was a told us Aaron Chassid.
That's probably um Satmar, no? Because the Rebbe was Rabbi Yoel.
Maybe, but he has 18 kids. It was like the craziest experience ever.
So
Brought me to Tish, and like the Rebbe of the Tish was just handing out apples, red apples.
Oh, it was an apple dish? So
It's an
big.
apple Tish.
It's
Dude.
crazy.
Anyways, Rebbe, I have to run. Kira, we'll be in touch later, okay?
All right, Reb.
You're the best. You're the best. Mazal tov, Mazal tov.